Yo, what's going on, y'all? You're back. I'm your host, Paco, and you're listening to Occupy the Media. I want to thank you if you're tuning in. Also, shout out to whoever it is I'm chatting with in the chat room. What is it? ANON 3996. Yeah, we just up there chatting. So shout out to him. And don't forget that we're in the chat room. So if you're listening, you can come and join us. Or you in the chat room is after you click listen live on ronpaulradio.com. Also, you can chat with me on Facebook. I try to keep it up the whole time. Paco Elijah, 2 words on Facebook. All right, so this other article I came across, in case you happen to miss, a Las Vegas Review Journal. What happens if Ron Paul actually wins? Now, yes, it is an extreme long shot, but one Paul fans vigorously embrace. Now, let's see what it goes on to say, because I think it was actually kind of a hit piece. I can't remember now. Let me see. All right, let's say... Okay, but is that really the way it will go? Let's say Paul's people managed to pull off an upset victory for their man, a victory Paul has sought since 1988, when he ran for the presidency as a Libertarian nominee. The reverberations would be intense, overshadowing the Democratic National Convention that's scheduled the week after the GOP meets in Tampa. It wouldn't exactly be a perfect victory for conservatives either. While Paul is pro-life, he's not the type to want to ban gay marriage or institute school prayer. He's a non-interventionist, which will turn off national defense conservatives and private military contractors who turn conflict into coin. But Paul certainly says a lot that would make conservatives cheer, not least of which is call to cut $1 trillion from the budget in his first year, like Ronald Reagan before him. Paul calls for eliminating whole cabinet agencies, but unlike Reagan, Paul would actually try to do it. So with Paul as a nominee, a surprised and probably unsteady Republican Party would get behind him in a quest to unseat Obama. Would Paul really stand a chance? Or is it more likely he'd become the victim of the Obama campaign? His economic views would be pillared in negative ads claiming that in Paul's economy, you'd suffer not only recession, but a monetary crisis as the would-be president sought to restore currency pegged to something of actual value. Even Paul acknowledges some short-term pain were his proposals to be implemented. Would Paul win, or is it more likely he'd go out like Barry Goldwater, losing overwhelmingly to Lyndon Johnson in 1964? We know that Democrats would say then, we tried it your way, conservatives. You got your candidate, and he got his campaign, and you couldn't beat a guy who many of you believe isn't even a bona fide U.S. citizen, who many in your camp reasonably call a socialist. The American people have spoken, and the voters said they prefer to do it our way. What would conservatives say then? That Paul was a failed messenger, the clearest, most consistent conservative on the national stage? That wasn't a fair fundraising fight? That the American people have lived under a virtual one-party duopoly for so long they couldn't be bothered to hear the truth? The people have spoken, the bastards. One thing we know the Republicans won't say, we gave it our best shot, but we were wrong, and Obama was right. So he's automatically assuming that Obama is going to win. Now, no doubt they're going to try to give it to Obama and make it seem like the perception is that Obama is going to beat Ron Paul. But it's going to be a lot harder, a whole lot harder. And they're going to try to cheat it just like they cheat every election. How much voter fraud has been coming out? You know, not just on YouTube, but also in the news of not this election, but other elections. So, I mean, they're going to do everything they can if we become the nominee. But the fact of the matter is if Ron Paul is a nominee and he gets the same attention that any other presidential race gets, any other candidate gets when it's down to 2 people. Really, it's always more than 2 people running, but they don't get no attention, unfortunately. But if he gets the same attention as any other candidate would, like Romney would, it's a wrap. If he gets in debates one-on-one with Obama, it is over. It is done. There is no chance. He will expose Obama. The people will catch on. They'll realize that they got a real chance to vote for someone who really, truly means what he says and has proof of it, long evidence of it, not like Obama. And so they're going to want to get with the winner. And and there's so many people upset with Obama. And so many people that don't trust Obama no more. So we can't say that he's just automatically going to be a victim. They are going to come out with the shots. Ron Paul is a racist. His economic policy is going to have people even more poor, more broke. Yeah, of course, I know they're definitely going to come out with that if that's the case. They're definitely going to. But the fact of the matter is, if Ron Paul gets all that attention, negative attention, he's also going to have a lot of speaking time, and he's going to be able to clarify his stances, his policies, and then the people will see. They will see because it'll be on the airwaves consistently, constantly. But unfortunately, we don't have that now, and that's why so many people still don't know about Ron Paul. Let's see here at the Sun Journal, Maine Republicans. Let's see here. Maine Republicans expect convention results to be challenged on national stage. Okay? There is a widespread agreement that the Republican State Convention over the weekend suffered from a lack of organization after being taken over by a strong contingent of supporters of Ron Paul. What is unclear is whether the two-day event will end up being all for naught if the results of the convention are challenged. Okay? You just said that it will suffer from a lack of organization, so that's why they lost. Not anything wrong we did. So why is it being challenged? Paul, who trails Mitt Romney badly in national polling and the delegate count in the race for the Republican nomination for a presidential run, hopes to turn the National Republican Convention this August in Florida into a scene similar to the one that unfolded Saturday and Sunday at the Augusta Civic Center. Paul supporters in Maine elected their own convention chairman and brought dozens of Paul supporting delegates to the event. Whether all those supporters became national convention delegates remains a central question. No, I believe they all did. Okay, Rick Bennett of Oxford, a member of the National Republican Committee and a U.S. Senate candidate, said he expects challenges to the results of Maine's convention, namely whether the delegates were properly credentialed, to come from more than one direction. Of course it is. Okay, quote, I think both the Romney and Paul folks are expecting that the credentials will be challenged, said Bennett on Tuesday. Of course Romney does. It's his folks that's going to do it. Quote, I've been to 15 conventions consecutively since I was a 20-year-old in 1984, and I've never seen this level of disorganization. Correction, you've never seen a level of organization, because we came through and we whipped y'all, and we overtook it, and we hijacked it, and we did it while I was live streaming, and we did it in public, and we did it by the rules. It says here, neither the Paul nor Romney campaigns nor a spokeswoman for the National Republican Committee responded to requests for a comment for the Bangor Daily News. Kyle Rogers, chairman of the Sagadahoc, I hope I'm saying that right, County Republican Committee, who was running for the District 62 seat in the Maine House, said he and many others left the convention not only frustrated but doubtful about the validity of the process. No, doubtful. No, you're upset about the truthfulness of the process because we did it right. We'll come back and finish this article up. All right, I'm Paco, your host. You're listening to Occupy the Media. We'll be back.